Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Janet Yong, and in my channel I share about Feng Shui, 八字, entrepreneurship as well as personal growth, especially in the areas of communication, motivation, and leadership. Today, I'll be basically sharing on the 2021 forecast for those with the monkey and the rooster within their charts. These are some of the top 2 animals within the 2021 forecast race in this year. Are you keen to listen to what I have to share later on? If that's the case, stay tuned. In the meantime, if you do enjoy the videos within my channel, please remember to click on the subscribe button and the notifications bell so that you can receive a reminder whenever I upload new videos, as well as like and share my videos so that more people can benefit if you feel that the videos are actually helping you. So without further ado, let's move on to the next segment where we'll share about the forecast for those with the monkey and the rooster within their charts. Now, before we begin, please do remember to download your 八字 chart from 八字calculator.janetyong.com or scan the QR code that's actually present within this particular slide. So as usual, when we are actually looking at the animal horoscopes, each of us can have up to 4 animal horoscopes within our 八字 chart, because in our birth chart we have the year of our birth, there's one animal there, the month where there is another, the day as well as the hour. So as I mentioned in many of my other videos, when it's present within the year, it generally refers actually to your bigger industry environment, company environment, as well as your social circle of friends. If it is actually career, many people actually wrote in their comments about career. If you are specifically looking at how your career will be, how your business will be, or your relationship with your superior or parents, the month is the one that you should be looking at in terms of the animal horoscope. And when it's the day, it is really about relationship with our spouse, with our peers, or our siblings. And the hour is generally referring to those with the relationship with their subordinates or children. And the hour pillar is also about aspirations and our actions at the same time. So if you want to know more about this, please remember to click on the link that I'm showing here, where it is the 2021 general forecast, where I share more about the 4 different pillars of the year, month, day, and hour of birth. So today, like I mentioned earlier, we are discussing about the monkey, and you can see that in 2021 animals race, it is appearing as the first and the top in the race itself. Now let's look at why actually monkey is racing above the rest of the other animal signs in 2021. If you look at the monkey sign itself, it is having the Emperor star. The Emperor star, like everybody knows, is actually the king, right? So that's one of the reasons why it is ranked number 1. For the Emperor star, basically what you'll be getting is lots of attention, lots of responsibilities. So those with the monkey in your chart, especially if it is actually within the month as well as the hour, please do step up. If you don't, then you're actually having the stars align but not taking any action, and nothing will happen for you this year. So do not just think that once you're actually at the top of the race and you're just going to sit there and do nothing. It is a year where you generally actually have to work even extremely hard. And that's one of the reasons why at times you will also feel a bit frustrated, because you're trying to get things going, especially when you have the frustration star within your chart as well. You may at times feel a little lonely, because the leadership position, it's always a lonely one. However, there are nobleman stars as well, and there are happy occasions with the happiness star. Single monkeys this year, if you are looking actually for a potential someone whom you can get along with or live with in the longer term, this is a great year to actually start networking and looking for people. So please do not stay at home and hope that someone will come by. Yeah, so this is about really going out, mixing and networking with people. And if you are looking at a monkey who has been in a relationship for a long time, this is also a good year to basically take a step further and move along the marriage lines of your relationship. Then we have also actually got the happiness star if you're looking at the couple to basically just enjoy time with each other. However, some of the negative stars include that of wealth loss as well as illness. So I think it's crucial that even though it's a great year for you, you do take the time to relax and look at the big picture and not just go straight full steam such that you tire yourself out, and spend time in the great areas, which I'll cover a little later on. With the wealth loss star, it is also very important for you not to think that everything is going your way and you throw caution to the wind. At the end of the day, when we're talking about financial investments and decisions, it is always good to check and double check and avoid some of the inauspicious sectors of the year. So if we look at where the monkey is within your chart, if it is actually within the year, like I mentioned earlier, you will have basically got a great company environment, a great industry environment, or your social circle of friends will be doing well. So it is definitely time for you to step up and get aid, or step up and actually take opportunities that are present around you. If the monkey is within your month, congratulations. From a career perspective, you will be performing at your peak this year. But do remember to take a step back, have time to relax so that you do not fall ill, as well as get frustrated because you want things to move too fast. And you have the monkey within your day, then it is your siblings, getting help from your colleagues so that you can move a step further in your career. And especially if you have the monkey within your day, the happiness star, this is a great time where you have significant good relationships with your significant other, moving it a step further, or at home with your siblings, with your spouse. And if you have the monkey within the hour, with the Emperor star, it is definitely time for you to realize your aspirations, because the hour is really about your aspirations. But if you are looking at investments from a financial front, then I think it is crucial that you take the calculated risk, spend time in the auspicious sector, especially when you have the wealth loss star within your chart. If we look at where the monkey is within the palaces, the monkey is within the southwest palace of the flying star chart. And in the year 2021, there is the number 3 argumentative and aggressive star. Now, number 3 can be utilized for getting significant achievements, but it's a tad aggressive, especially when you have the frustration star and the wealth loss star. Those with the monkey within their charts would really need to basically take calculated risks and not always want things their way. It is always good when you're actually trying to influence and inspire people, because you are in a leadership position, to think of things from other people's perspective, because others will only be motivated when they look at it from the what's in it from them perspective. And if you understand this, this will be a great year for you. Where should they avoid in order not to have some of the inauspicious things that will spoil a good year for them? That would actually be, besides not spending time in the southwest, it will also be the northwest, where the wealth loss accident star is, and the illness star in the north, together with the misfortune star in the southeast. Like I mentioned in other videos, I will share more on how you can find out where the sector of your home is. I'm still getting questions as to, is it the direction or the sector, and what's the difference? So I will share specifically how this should be done in an upcoming video. But for now, basically when we talk about a direction, it is basically yourself sitting facing either the computer or facing when you're working. So whether you're in the living room, which can be the southeast sector, or your bedroom, which is the south sector, you can still be facing a particular direction, south for instance. But sectors usually refer to a location, so it could be your bedroom, it could be actually your living room, it could be also your main door area, depending on where the compass points to when you stand in the middle of your home. So where are the auspicious sector to maximize the success opportunities for those with the monkey in their charts? Number 1, spend time in the number 1, which is the south sector, which is career success and victory. If you are looking at building wealth in terms of accumulation opportunities, then it's the west. If it is actually getting helpful people, making decisive action, it is the center, which has the heaven luck, and building long-term good relationship and also discussing plans for bringing your relationship further will definitely be in the East, which has the number 4 relationship star. Next comes that of the Rooster. The Rooster has great star as well, so they are also classified within the best animal grouping within the 2021 animal race. So the Rooster basically has great career stars like the General Star, the Achievement Star. So if they put their hearts to it, Roosters, being meticulous people, will experience a great year in the year 2021, especially from the career front, with leadership and authority and responsibilities given to them. With the right mindset, for sure you will get the achievement, and Roosters who are within the study age, they will do great as well with the Achievement Star. And Prosperity Star is there too. So isn't it great news for those with the Rooster within their charts? However, because there is so much success and the Rooster may seem more proud to other people, so be a little bit conscious as to the feedback given to you, especially when you have got the conflict and lawsuit stars. You don't want all these difficult situations to spoil a good year for you. Therefore, the way you communicate with others, try not to be my way or the highway, because it will upset a lot more people. You do also have the injury star within your chart, so it's crucial for you to take care of your health and at the same time not be too rash, so that you will get into accidents or mishaps in the year 2021. So depending on where the Rooster will be, if the Rooster is within your year, similarly, great company environment, great industry environment where you can actually harness the opportunities. But please do remember to step up, and if you need to, also seek the help within your social circle of friends. If you have the Rooster within your charts, then great. It is a great year to focus on career, building the skill sets to bring yourself to the next level. And if you have it within the day, then it could be working with your peers or tapping on the knowledge of your spouse or siblings so that you can bring your career or your achievements to the next level. However, with the conflict star as well as the lawsuit star, if it is present within the day or even the month itself, I think it is crucial for you to be careful when you're signing legal documents such that you don't get into issues later on. And if you have the Rooster within the hour branch itself, great news for you. So this will be a year where you can basically do the right kind of investments, look for the right kind of opportunities to bring your wealth to the next level. Of course, spending time in the correct sectors and avoiding the inauspicious sectors will avoid some of the wealth loss that may occur because of the injury star within your chart. So where are the auspicious sectors again? Like I mentioned earlier, it is actually the West, which has the wealth, and Center, which has the 6 if you're focusing on wealth, unexpected wealth, financial investments, success. If you're looking at career-wise, then it'll be definitely the number 1 South sector, as well as spend time in the East if you want to build good relationship with others. And remember to avoid the inauspicious sectors like I mentioned earlier on in the video itself. So I hope you enjoyed what I have shared today for those with the Rooster and the Monkey within their charts. If you do like what I'm sharing, please remember to click on subscribe and the notifications bell so that you can receive a reminder whenever I upload new videos. Like the video and share it if you find it useful for yourself or you think it will help others as well. Coming up next week, I'll be covering the 6th animal pairing, which is the last animal pairing in the 12 animal horoscopes for those with the dog and the pig within their charts. In the meantime, take care and thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I will see you next week. Goodbye.